Everybody wants to be an astronaut. Take the long, tall trail to the sun.
Howdy everyone, and welcome back to more for the Golden Path Internationals, being sponsored of course by Unfussable Narrative. I am your host and commentator, the BlackShadow, and we are deep into the quarterfinals games. 4 games played, 5 games remaining. It's a busy day for us here as well, Hidden Assets, at time of recording. It is launch day for us. We literally just launched everything, Discord page, all that sort of stuff, a couple of hours or so ago. So busy times. As said, it is quarterfinals, and we are deep into it. It's been a pretty brutal round so far. We've seen a lot of carnage, a lot of very close games, as well as you can see in the results. No one has, won by a country mile, and I wouldn't expect that at this point now. Everyone knows what they're doing, and it's going to be very close, all these matches. And a lot of these matches are going to come down to very fine margins and just those little things here and there which could well make the difference. One thing that's also that's been noticed a little bit is that intrigues as well have been playing maybe more of a part of the game, but that's kind of the way it goes as well. You know, when the skill edge perhaps lessens, then the edges of the other bits and pieces are going to have more of an impact. You know, that's just natural. Today is going to be quarterfinal A, featuring Heretic D, Sutekh, zazibu, and Drogira. So let's have a look at the players, and we will start off by looking at Heretic, who came second in Group R. Quite a fascinating quarterfinal match, this actually, as there are no group winners in this quarterfinal. Everyone either got second or had to come through the wildcards here, which is, I think, the only quarterfinal that's the case. Very fascinating. Anyway, so yes, Heretic only got second in Group R, although saying only is not really fair because they still got 2 wins and still got second place. It was a very tight fight here, you can see, between Irian and Green Flame as well. But Heretic, very seasoned campaigner, has played a lot of different characters and a lot of different leaders throughout this tournament as well. Getting wins the group stages with Princess Yuna and Duke Lido, then following, of course, into the round of 14, where they were part of a crazy round of 14 match, winning the game with Memnon of all people. It was an absurd match. It was the first quarterfinal that we covered as well, and if you haven't seen it, you should go check it out. Fascinating contest. Still feel really bad for Patience, who came out last in that one and did not qualify. There was some insane stuff, including one of the craziest calls of the entire tournament, where Lannister became the Oracle. An amazing moment. If you've not seen that game, you really should. Fantastic game. It goes to show that Heretic definitely can retain that surprise factor in playing leaders that you wouldn't necessarily suspect and being very resourceful with them, which is a very useful thing to have at this point. You know, they haven't played Tezia, they haven't played Baron, Beast, you know, any of the leaders that are kind of considered like some of the best in the game. You know, they still play, you know, generally decent leaders, and, you know, playing Memnon in the round of 14 game seems insane, but when you see the decision, it wasn't the most ridiculous you've ever seen. But regardless, I think that versatility and willingness to put themselves out there, I think has paid a lot of dividends over the course of this tournament, and I think continue to do so. I think this is going to be a very tough game, though, no question. Heretic might come into this fancying they've got a good chance, but they will have to play very sharp on this, otherwise they could well get swallowed. The only player to make it through automatic qualification is zazibu, who came second in Group L, the so-called European group of death. Very narrowly losing out to You Got Franked, who went out in the quarterfinals. But yeah, it was a very close fight. zazibu has shown his capability and that he's a very strong player. Definitely reflecting the fact that he was rated the top player in the ELO rankings that was happening before this tournament began, and that has been shown in the various games of zazibus that we've shown on the channel. If you haven't seen the last game of Group L, a fascinating contest between them and Unfussable, where they almost had basically a personal war between them to decide who was going to get second place, even forgoing like what else was going on in the map. It was a fascinating contest. zazibu had to fight his way through the round of 14 as well, with a narrow-ish second place in Match F. A game won by Martel, who did not fancy himself going into that game, I can assure you. And also seen the loss of Artorias and Cheesable, who is actually going to be commentating this game alongside with me here, so we'll get some insight into zazibu's play, I'm definitely sure. But zazibu, very technically strong, has played a whole variety of leaders over the course of this tournament as well, and I think is going to be probably the man to beat going into this quarter-final match. Of course, it's just a straight game, though. Winners guaranteed to go through as well as some of the second places, so it's going to be difficult regardless. Sutekh was a survivor of a chaotic finish in Group O, the group where first to 6th place were all separated by 2 points. A completely insane group, one of the best of the tournament, all things being considered. Sutekh was not able to find a second win in order to force themselves to automatic qualification, however, having to suffice with going through the wildcard rounds, which they did in Wildcard B. Final way to victory playing as Hundro against Radifix and tournament sponsor Unfussable. And then in match N for the round of 14, also managing to squeak their way through in a very, very competitive match. Playing as Hundro once again and managing to hold off the charge of Mobj and Irian. It does make 3 out of 6 games in this competition played with Hundro, which might well be noted by some of the players going into this, who I'm sure will be looking at who people have played and how their successes have been. They've also kind of gone with some bits and pieces as well, a bit of Ilbard, a bit of Raban as well. But definitely there seems to be a trend of if Sutekh thinks that he can dominate shipping, then that's what he's going to go for. And, you know, Hundro's got one of the most powerful signet rings in the game, so I don't necessarily blame him. Our last player for this is going to be Drogira, who came 3rd in Group J. It was a bit of a wild, all-over-the-place group for Drogira. With 2 wins, we only managed to score 12 points, not managing to find enough in order to force their way into the top 2 after History Boys' pretty heroic comeback in that group and managing to secure that top spot. Now, noticing that this is obviously the group that I played Drogira with, this is a bit tricky for me as well, because I only ever played against Drogira in one of the games, and it was a free player, unfortunately, as the Thoughtful was unable to make the game. So, I don't have a particularly huge read on Drogira. Anecdotally, I can't really say a lot about who they've played against as far as like the matches that I've played. Except that Drogira definitely seems to prefer going down a deck building and card drawing route. 2 games in the groups was played with Ekaz, Armored Ekaz, and the last one being played by Ilban. And then obviously going through the wildcards, where they did play as the Beast in Wildcard L, but I do think Beast in free-player games are very, very strong. And then we make our way to the round of 14, where they narrowly qualified in Match H as one of the fastest losers, coming through in 3rd place with Hundro. So, it's been a bit of a tenuous tournament for Drogira, and I think this is going to be a very difficult game for them. I think this could be a trouble, but I don't know, if they play solid and they find a good strategy and they manage to kind of make themselves a target, they could well sneak this one through. As for my ever-so-accurate predictions of who I think is going to make it through this game here, it's hard not to think that zazibu comes into this game as favourite to win this, but I do think Heretic is definitely going to give him a run for the money, and I would think it's going to be probably between zazibu and Heretic, but who knows? The two of them could target each other and take each other out, and then either Drogira or Sutekh manages to take advantage of that. You know, it's going to be a close game, this. I mean, this is going to become a very technical game as well, very quickly, with people trying to suss out people's moves, trying to get in the way. There's going to be a lot of deck building, I think, going on this, assuming that the leaders permit that. But I think putting money behind zazibu is not terrible. Alright, so we're getting ourselves ready for the game here. I've been joined, as mentioned earlier, by Cheeseable. How are you doing?
Hey, hi. I'm doing great. It's 3 a.m. in the morning for me, but it's the usual time I wake up, and I'm quite excited for this game.
Yeah, it should be a wild one. And judging from the row and text, I think this is going to be pretty lively. Chome directorship features on the opening row. That is going to be very, very desirable. Some very good cards, however, though. Other Memory and Truthsayer turning up, both pretty good. Space Travel, I think could well get picked up here for some Highliner in action, possibly. Assassination Mission comes early, so a chance to try and rush Swordmaster. So I think this looks pretty good for like Helena and Ekaz already. Invasion ships, obviously looking good for a lot of shipping. Chow Murky has been very popular in these knockout games, and for good reason. And Restricted Ordnance as well, which would be very good for later on the game here to get some extra strength in like those tier 3s. So we've got our leaders here, and there is no Helena, which is very notable when it comes to Chome directorship. That means she can't just swing it off and get it out of there. It's going to be an open fight for that. Ekaz is there, however. Other than that, Tezia's there, but no Baron. Beast is there, but no Romba. Lido's there, but no Ilban. So there's a lot of choices here, and a lot of kind of people that haven't got like their counterparts in the game. So I think there may be a lot of blocking going on this game, but I'm kind of unsure.
Yeah, I think Chome Directorship has a very high win rate this tournament. Every time I see it, and the person who buys it generally wins the game. So excited to see how players navigate the scenario.
Indeed. So it will be... Jagira is in first spot, so it'll be Heretic to choose first here. I wonder if there may be a temptation to like just pick Tezia in fourth position, knowing there's no Baron, and kind of just trying to weather the storm. I wouldn't hate that. There's a lot of options here. Like, to be fair, I don't think there's any bad options in really any positions. It's a very curious set of leaders. Like, I think all of these leaders have some reason to be played. Okay, maybe not Memnon and maybe not Paul, for example, but I think outside that, I think like pretty much anyone else, I think it's got a lot of good reason to be chose here. I think these are not easy decisions. Sometimes sometimes the leader picks can kind of like play themselves. I think this is a real choice.
I actually do think that 4 of the leaders stand out slightly more than others. I expect Tessia, Beast, Lito to be picked. I suspect the last one will be Ikaz, Armani Ikaz. That's what I suspect will happen. I think you might get a Yuna pick or Elysia pick, but most of the time Tessia, Baron, Tessia, Beast, and Lito will be picked.
We'll see. So again, reminder, folks, it is only the winner is guaranteed to the next round. 7 of the best 9 of the second places, which is most, but importantly, not all. And that means players cannot rest on their laurels here. There's been a lot of close matches. So I want to ask you about here, which I mentioned in my pre-bit in the video as well. So you obviously played in the round of 14, and you were in zazibu's game, who obviously is playing in this match here. Have you kind of got a feel or a read on zazibu's play?
Zazibu in his game, he picked Lito. I think that game was rather dry Imperium role game. I don't think that he has a particular playstyle, or I haven't picked up on it in particular. Yeah, but with Lito gone, I'm not sure what exactly he'll pick.
Yeah, so Lito in fourth position, so I'm guessing the idea is to play off of Tezia in third or second and kind of using them as an accelerator, and then Lito's just going to use that to kind of chase behind and try to take advantage of whatever Tezia leaves open and to go for one of those alliances. Obviously, again, Chone Directorship being there is very no. If Tezia Vernius can get Chone Directorship, that is like an absolute dream. And there's no Helena to deny that necessarily, so maybe Tezia like spend some resources and really commits for it. We'll see. Looks like Zazibu is going to go for Tezia here, which I don't hate.
I think Tessia, when you're looking at that row, right, Tessia is the only faction leader left in the row. So you're very comfortable picking it in position 3. Even though like Lito has been picked already, you don't know about it. So Tessia looks the strongest amongst
It's hard
them.
to know who is fourth position. Like, Helena's missing, Lito's missing, Ilban's missing, Baron's missing. Like, it could easily be any of those players being picked in fourth position. So it's kind of like you can't really suss too much what you're going for here. Sutek's in position. Looks like he's going to go combat here. I don't hate Beast in the second position. I think this is fine. It's not a great row. There's a couple of big cards here, but I don't think this is a bad row for Beast at all. Maybe like he probably wants another couple of swords going about, maybe, but I don't hate it. And then Jagira in the first spot here has a choice here, so I think Jagira is probably going to go for Ikaz. I think he's going to look to try and pick up like assassination mission with his ring and look to reveal and trash it later on and get a load of money.
I think Yuna is perfectly fine here as well.
Yuna's also totally good as well, but it's between the two.
Yeah, I think assassination mission will push right into Yuna. But
he does technically reveal first, and no one's early revealing for assassination mission, so maybe there's an argument to go for Yuna instead. I think both are pretty reasonable. I think, to be honest, like you go for any of these. Is Jagira really going Memnon here? Wow,
it's possible.
Wow, I mean, Heretic did win his round of 14 match playing as Memnon. It would be pretty amazing to see that in a quarterfinal match, though. But I think it's Ikaz for him. He played a lot of Ikaz in the group stages, so I think this is what we're going to see here. And I don't hate Ikaz, but it's not an amazing row for Ikaz, though. Like, there's a lot of better 2 and 3 cost cards to be pinched here, so it is that. So Yuna is taken in the end here, so this is going to be a pretty vibrant game, I suspect. There's going to be a lot of aggression. Oh, hold on. Everyone's missing their first point. It's despawned. Hold on a sec, kids. Before we start. Hold on. Interesting. That must be part of the new mod. All right, let me just quickly...
Good catch. I wouldn't have noticed it.
Yes, I didn't notice that. All right, then, yeah. We use those as the surrogate points. I don't know what's happened there. We'll blame Asmodeus later, so off you go. Right, so let's get going then. So the first conflict is the Spice Influence Skirmish here. One of the best conflicts in the game, can offer all sorts of crazy options. And so seeing here as the Beast, I love this conflict. Looks really good here. So I'm going to get going. Yuna tried to go Hardy Warriors, forgetting the fact that they, of course, start with no water, courtesy of being a smuggler. So, Fold Space is for them. Beast, I think, is going to want to get involved here. Tezia Vernis has drawn Hideous, and Beast actually steals smuggling from him. So, Beast is just going for Swordmaster. Problem is, I don't necessarily like this from Beast, though. Beast has got all his counter access in his hand now, so I'm not a big fan of this. Tezia goes to Arakeen immediately, which tells you the story that her hand is pretty terrible.
Yeah,
You know,
so I think if you're Beast, you actually don't get Swordmaster next round because you don't have daggers.
wow, this is brutal. Yeah. So Leo's going to win this conflict here, and he's going to look to use his ring, Imperial Basin, and get that as a chase point at the Spacing Guild. I think that's what he's trying to. The question is Tezia Vernius going to block Imperial Basin? I don't think he is.
Wow.
He's gonna look to chase Imperial Basin and then win the conflict and get the smuggling, get the influence bump and get instant access to shipping in position 4, which is kind of insane. But it's the way it's drawn. Yuna though goes into Carthag, finds ambush, and she's gonna throw herself at it as well, looking to get her access. So Lita's gonna have to commit here. This is gonna get very expensive, very quickly here. Beast in a weird position early. Like, everyone has gone in really hard for this combat here. Beast does not want to get involved, but what do you do here? Do you just still suit for some water? Beast cannot go to... he's not going to be able to get access to Swordmaster next round is the problem here. Because he's going to have no council access, so he's got to be aware of this. He does just go still suits to just get some water in. He's got both his daggers, though, and he wants to throw... And he does! Oh my god. Wow, this is a kind of crazy aggression here early. This is kind of nuts.
Yeah, I don't like this from the Beast. I think even if you're getting one spice from it, I think it's not worth it.
He figures he's got 2 swords and that Tezia's trying to ward him off, and he really wants that second spice. I don't know if it's worth it though. Surely, I would think you probably want to just keep hold of the troops and just wait for the next round. But he really wants to get hold of... I don't know what, but I mean, he goes in anyways, so be it. Figures he's got to try and rob Tezia some spice. Tezia's in a weird spot here now as well. If she wants to put more troops in, it has to be Imperial Basin or Haga Basin, and Imperial Basin would block Lito's ring, but does she think he's got it? And does she think it will matter? It's a weird spot early here for Tezia. She's got both her daggers. She wants to fight, clearly, but she has to go mining for it.
No, I think based on how the game is playing out, actually Tessia's in a very good position just to go to a faction space. So she goes to a faction space this round, and next round she goes full space into ring. This gives her shipping round 3, at least 1 round. I think that's pretty decent.
I mean, I don't know, but it's weird. Like, I don't know what Beast is doing. Like, Beast is, like, prepping to smuggle again, but again, he's not going to have his... He has no access to Swordmaster, so, like... If he had only 1 dagger, then fine, by all means, get your Swordmaster straight away. But he doesn't have council access, so I don't really know what Beast is doing. I'll be honest. I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah.
So...
I think if I was Beast in second position, I would totally miss the fact that I have no daggers in the second hand. It's the same scenario as having all your yellows in your first hand. It's just something that it doesn't happen too often, so most players don't think about.
It is missable. It is very missable. Like, there's no question about that. But like, I that's something I keep up, especially playing like a lot of Beast. Like, that's relevant to me. So if he's not realized that, he's gonna get a very rude awakening next round. So we're going to see here. So it's going to be secrets probably for Tezia. I think wealth is also fine. I think Eva's good. I don't hate Eva, depending on what Zazibu wants to do. I figured he'd go Wealth. I would have thought he'd go Wealth here, but I mean, I don't know. Like, he's maybe looking for some crazy intrigues early.
Yeah, both are fine.
Clearly unsure. I think he might also block Imperial Basin.
Oh,
He is making the Imperial Basin box, so Lido hates it. Lido hates this move. Oh, it's teasing. Oh man, no, he's gonna go secrets. Lido breathes. Lido's like, okay, I can get this troop in, and I can probably win this combat with 12 strength here, which is true. Private Army is found. Not playable yet. Has no spice. So Lido has to go Basin with his ring. Gets a little lucky there. And will obviously make the chase here.
Definitely.
So he will throw everything into this. He'll throw the extra troop in as well. I think he's scared of this intrigue, so... yeah. Result for blue. He'll happily take that. Red thinks he might still have a chance with this ambush, but must figure that Lido's got at least one dagger, so... he's not going to be able to... Unfortunately, Tezia, you've got it wrong. You have miscounted. So Drogira reveals a free, taking a liaison. Beast reveals a ton of swords. What a mess this is for blue and green, for yellow and green here. Kind of a mess. Tezia reveals for free, getting hold of Truthsayer. Kwisatz Haderach turns up on the row. Oh my god. And Lido's going to be good with 2 daggers here, so swords everywhere. Lido takes a liaison, and Tezia will not be able to do anything about this. So Lido wins and gets immediate shipping access in the 4th seat, which is huge. And Drogira's just going to pick up a couple of spies, and nothing for yellow and nothing for green.
yeah.
Very pricey.
This is something that happens when players have multiple daggers in hand. You almost feel like obliged to go into combat.
Yeah, you want to use them. I think that's exactly what Green was. He felt like he's got these 2 daggers. He doesn't want to just do nothing with them, but I think discretion was the better part of valor. And now he's going to realize. I think he just he veered over smuggling here, so he's like, oh right, I can't cash in here. So he will do, but he can't get there. So he'll have to.
Yeah,
wait.
but either way, I think it's fine for him. I don't think anyone will be in position to grab Swordmaster next round. Maybe blue, but I don't think so. And this leaves him getting it round 3 and gives him 5 to buy. I think it's perfectly fine.
So Tezia is going in Hardy Warriors for Imperial Basin here, looking for the victory point, chucks it all in. Lido obviously does not necessarily have to go shipping. He might be a bit worried of what Red's got. Red went to Carthage second, so there are worlds where this is a way for them to get to instead of shipping. So maybe Lido just goes shipping immediately. No, he's gonna take his chances here. He's just gonna continue to block Fozzit. So Heretic's just gonna play completely defensive, and just try and block everyone's game, slow the game down here. It looks like just gonna get in everyone's way here.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm never too sure if that's right or not, but to try and slow the game down.
I think it's definitely the right play. What else this gives him? This gives him quick access to more Solari, hit the breakpoint that he needs for Swordmaster. So I think he can get it next round if he ships up and down. I don't like this play from Tezia. I think if you go to full space, you can block shipping access for round 3 and get it round 5 and
especially
6
as they
well.
have their Signet Ring in hand as well.
Yeah.
So fold space and just Signet Ring from Selective just to get your shipping next round. I do agree. And it cuts off Lido immediately as well and stops him from doing stuff like this where he's trying to just dominate all of the shipping here. Now Tezia's kind of got what exactly is the plan here? No, I do agree. I think I would have preferred seeing a go fold space. Beast is up. Beast with his diplomacy again feels like he's got to use it, but it's secrets or wealth for him, and it'll be secrets here again. So 2 early secrets. That's a huge card for the Beast here. That is a monster find. Dispatching Envoy early is so good, so versatile. Here comes Tezia going to Carthage to try to find something to get over the job here. Finds Calculated Higher. Not bad, but they can't use it at the moment. They are spiceless. Are they going to give up shipping here? Like, they're not making any attempt to try and get it. You think, again, normally they'd just go fold space, and then just Signet Ring to shipping and get it ready for next round. There's nothing the other can do about it, but They haven't gone for space. So are they going to go for, like, something else? I don't know. I'm not entirely sure what Zazibu's plan is here. He's already kind of going non-standard with this Tessia game.
Tessia as a leader is very flexible. I think that's something that people should kind of realize as you play her more. I think it's important to her to get like the snoopers at a reasonable time in the game.
Interesting. Wow. So decides to shift to spacing regardless. Were they that worried about not being able to win the conflict? They just want to guarantee the victory point, I guess. I don't know. Interesting. So Tessia grabs a ton of spice. So she's prepping up probably for maybe a trip to Conspire or something. I don't know. They're going to have a ton of water here. Beast has a problem here. Beast is going to lose control of the Great Flat as well, going smuggling there. So he's going to lose a ton of spice. He reveals for 5. Sutekh Legion's being eyed up here. Again, a lot of crazy cards in this row, though. Someone at some point is going to start hitting Research Station, you'd feel, to try and get hold of either Kwisatz or Cho Directorship, you would imagine.
Yeah, but I don't think, based on what everyone has bought, they have a very easy way to get there. Because 8 Precision is something that you can't naturally get. You have to kind of buy a liaison and hope your cards line up as well. Either that or you need High Council.
Tessie has gone for Other Memory, which kind of helps feed into it. Sutekh Legion taking for the Beast here. Treachery is in the row, as is Satellite Ban, which is a very, very good card, mind you. Lido goes for Space Travel, feeding in with his Liaison, so I think he's got intention of trying to pick this as well. It's not 2 at terms with the row. This row is nuts, by the way. It's a completely absurd row here. Yuna's going to get a super cheap 2 water here. She'll be very happy. She's got 3 to buy. And now players are starting to buy up Liaisons here, so they're all starting to eye up a trip to trying to pick up some of these big cards here. Tessia wins it kind of expensively, I think, for the point. It's come at a price, but she was willing to pay for it. Jagira very happy with the 2 water here.
Yeah, I think red is a big winner from this combat. So one thing you have to remember is that yellow gives up shipping access for that win.
Well, to commit that heavily for it. They don't think they... I still... Yeah, I don't know if they need to go Hardy Warriors, but they did. It is what it is. Anyway, so Carfag is next. More map control here. More victory points. Beast in a great position to take this down as he's last in turn order. He's got his ring. He's the only person with garrison troops, so Beast will fancy himself for this one. Second place also looks pretty good, though. Tessie is up first. It's not an amazing hand. Diplomacy and 2 daggers. It's a bit awkward here. But now it's like, Tessia, if she goes fold space, it's like, who's that really benefiting? Like, Lido, basically. So it's kind of a weird spot now. I'm curious to see what Tessia's going to do. She's got city access as well. Is she eyeing up techs? I don't even think the techs are that great for her currently. She'd have to, like, go... She can't even get hold of any tech. She's got no way to get any mining, so this is a bit awkward for Tessia, this.
I would like Tessia to go to full space. And the reasoning is, adding a full space into her deck right now is very strong. You kind of need faction access, and she has not bought any. So having diplomacy as your only faction access now is quite bad.
For Tessia as well.
So just getting another faction access is very good.
We shall see. It is full space in the end. It looks like. Thinking about it. And again, it's like, you know, you would have thought they would have done this last round. I don't know. It is what it is. So, gets the token, the first one, so they can discard for a spice, which they will do with the dagger. Which means Lido is forced to ship immediately.
Yeah. So, actually, it's very lucky for Tessia. I think Tessia, if she went the previous route of getting the spacing access last round, she wouldn't have drawn any yellows. So it worked out in the end.
Yeah, definitely. So Lido goes with his ring. So he's only going to be able to chase with the Bene Gesserit. He'll take his bump with the Spacing Guild to get access to his Sword Master with the Alliance, which means if Beast wants to get his Alliance, gets his Sword Master, he has to get it immediately with the Signet Ring, which is what it is. It's not a big disaster, but I think Beast probably has to get it immediately. Tessia, can see what Yuna's going to do. Yuna's got no faction access either. She's got a ring, but I think she was desperately looking for, I think, Conspiring, maybe Conspire Signet Ring or something. She just grabs the spice. So I think that makes Beast Swordmaster automatic now. I think Tessia could have waited. I don't think she had to do that. What's she going for here? Invasion ships? Like, what is Tessia doing? What's Yuna doing with 10 spice? Like, you don't normally see Yuna with an absolute bucket ton of spice. Do you think she's going invasion ships? Trying to suss this out. Hard to know. I think Beast has to go Swordmaster right away, right? He's not.
Yeah.
Wow, what is going on here? I mean,
So
Lido's the
I
other guy
think-
that stats. He's just trying to get in front and ward Lido away? Is he going to go Mentat? He finds a refocus for an extra card draw. Curious move.
Yeah, Lito's gonna run away with this game at this point.
This is very curious. Why not get in the way of Lido and just stop it? I mean, I guess he figures, well, Lido can just go Mentat anyways? I don't know. It's a bit of a weird one. I think you would normally just get your Swordmaster straight away. So Tessia now goes Mentat, which means Lido's going Swordmaster, and Beast is kind of not enjoying his life here. Now he has to guess. Kind of strange. So Swordmaster... Wow, no, he goes High Council! Unbelievable. So he doesn't even go for it. Tessia, the unit does go for invasion ships, as I figured. Flagship turns up, which is very significant for Yuna. She's going to be eyeing that up for sure. Beast kind of gets away with it, and I guess, and goes to... So why is Lido gone High Council? He's only got 6 persuasion. He's really going for treachery, and he's just going to try and suffocate this this expensive deck, I guess.
Why High Council? I'm not too sure.
I think he figures he can probably live off Mentat for a bit, and he's going to get it cheap anyways. And he's going to be able to cash in more shipping and get Swordmaster soon.
Yeah.
And he just figures, like, the road's so expensive, it's worth going for. Looks to be the plan here. So, Treachery's incoming. Lido is waiting to go for alliances. In the shadow peels off here. Yuna's got 5 to buy as well. 6 to buy, actually. So, interesting choices for Yuna. Esmod 2x, great for her. Satellite Band is also good for her. And so is In the Shadows. They're all good for her here. So, choices for Drogira. I'm not entirely sure what's the best pick here. Beast is going to win this combat uncontested, which is nuts. In the Shadows is taken. Oh, Rakis Recruiter comes off. Not be happy to see that. So they got 4 left. That's the only problem with In the Shadows. You're pretty much subject to what the other card comes off because you can't afford any of the rest here. So they're just going to grab In the Shadows and call it a day. Beast has won this combat. He cannot be stopped. So he gets a free move here. What do you do here as Beast? 5 persuasion.
I think you smuggle.
Do you? Oh, no, he's got no more city access. Is it worth dispatching to something as an envoy here? And just, like, secrets or something?
It might be okay to refocus first.
Maybe
But I'm not too
refocus.
sure.
I don't really know what you're looking for, though.
Yeah, you're not really looking for anything. I think smuggling...
You'd probably rather wait to
Smuggling is
refocus
fine.
next round so you can get your ring back or something. Get a decent card. I think what you want to do is probably get a decent card and then refocus and try and draw it. But I don't hate going to secrets here with like you do Desert Planet. But obviously, if he wants a 5 persuasion card, he has to reveal on the spot. So it's a bit awkward here.
Yeah,
Maybe
I think it comes down to what do you want to buy.
I mean, Satellite Ban, I think as a Beast player, that is a destructive card. That just lets you just hit Hardy Warriors again and again and again. And it's so hard to keep
I
up
think
with.
because everyone has no troops in garrison, it's very strong.
Yeah, I think that's really, really good here. So maybe the argument is you refocus, and then even if you draw like your dagger, you send that to somewhere. But I think that Beast getting hold of Satellite Ban, I think given the current state, I think would be very powerful. Very powerful.
Yeah, I don't know how highly he values this refocus. I mean, it might push him to 8 later on, but because his convincings are now used, I don't think he can hit 8 reliably.
No, he can't get to 8. I was thinking he could refocus and go, like, maybe fluke away to get to Research Station, but he's used all his city access, I'm pretty sure, so I don't think that's an option. I think that'll be a move. I think refocus and send something to secrets. He's going to go Steel Suits instead, so he's just going to try and monopolize the water here. No one else has got any, so I don't hate this. Trying to keep Hager Basin and Great Flat to himself, which I think is totally reasonable. Tessie reveals the free, getting another liaison. We're running out of them quick. So Beast has 4 persuasion. He's going to refocus now, but I think if you're going to do this, you should just refocus straight away. So he finds his liaison.
Yeah. So if he did it in the other order, he'll get 2 extra troops in garrison.
Oh, hold on a second. Actually, don't worry. Ignore me. Yeah, Beast has 5 persuasion, can destroy more troops which he doesn't want. See, this is the thing. Like, if he'd have refocused, he could have sent that to Steel Suits and just garrisoned more dudes. Don't worry.
Yeah. So I think he's quite lucky as well. I think he has both daggers in his deck. So it could have played out very badly for him.
I don't know about Esmar for now because you've already got your Swordmaster. What do you do? Unless you get hold of specifically flagships, I don't know what Esmar's doing for you here, other than just resources. I still think I would have preferred Satellite Ban, I'm not going to lie. Esmar's a good card, but I don't know. I think I would have preferred Satellite Ban here. Anyway, so we're going to move on here. So next up, it is more combat for victory points here. Arakeen, all 3 map conflicts coming up immediately, which is kind of insane. You don't see that often. I think the Force Lari is also somewhat relevant here still. Yuna's in the game. Tessie's not got a Swordmaster, so I think there'll be some fighting for this. Lido ships, as you'd expect. Curious to see where he's going to take his bump here. Is he going to harass the Bene Gesserit? We'll see. Oh, Yuna hadn't gotten her invasion ships troops in yet. Does go Bene Gesserit. I think Lido's going to basically try and do what Baron does and try and get 2 alliances, sit at 4 persuasion, and try to end this game as soon as possible. I think that's what's going to happen. He's going to use his ring to like find his points elsewhere. I think that's what Lido's plan. Lido's going to try and end this as fast as he can. Like if he get like a round 6 finish or something, I think he's going to go for it. Which I don't blame him, given the fact he's been given shipping in spot 4. Yuna goes to immediate highliners, which I think was being threatened with all the spice. They can use the diplomacy instead, so they're going to go for this conflict here. This is terrible news for a lot of people here. Yuna probably doesn't even need to put in that many. I think he probably could put in just like 5, and I don't think you're getting opposed. You've got ambush. You could probably just put in 4 and call it a day. I'm not going to lie. But regardless, so highliner it is. It gives them their shipping access for next round. Beast is going to smuggle again here. I don't know if I like all this smuggling here. I'm not a fan of this. It feels like he's idling a little bit, if anything. He's not got a great hand, I accept that, but still, it's like,
I would actually like if he collected the spice. I think the 3 spice on board actually is a lot stronger than smuggling in now.
Especially Imperial Basin. Just take the 3 spice and keep that away from Tessia. Like, she gets 1. There's a difference between getting 1 and getting 4 here. You know, with that 4 spice, you can do all sorts of things. You know, if you want money that bad, go conspiring. You know, do whatever. You got a lot of options here. I don't like smuggling here. I'm not a fan. I think he maybe thinks he's trying to deprive cash to Yuna and Tessia for their Swordmasters, but I mean, I don't think they're getting it that fast anyways.
So because you have Swordmaster, right, how Beast will approach his hand is that he'll think that I need to play 3 cards. So he'll think about, okay, I'm playing my diplomacy, I'm playing my ring, and I'm playing one other card. And if he thinks to himself that no, there are no good green spots for me to go, then he'll think about playing his Dune. So I think that's the thought process. But I would have preferred if he went to Imperial Basin.
Tessia goes Mentat. What is going on here? This is very curious. Why Mentat here? It's kind of it feels a strange move to me.
In his mind, I think he's playing blocker to Lido. However, Lido doesn't really care.
No, Lido has everything. He's got 10%. He's got 9 or 10 persuasion here. Lido's buying Throne Directorship, and Lido is going for a round 6 victory here. I think that is almost for certain here, right?
If Lido went selective breeding, I would have been so much happier about.
I mean, he wants to get troops in. Like, again, he's trying to deprive money to people. Lido's just trying to get in the way here. So, Yuna's going to go ahead, and she's going to infiltrate shipping with the fold space. Thinking that she's probably pretty good here, which, of course, she is. She's got way too many swords, really. But worried about Beast coming in behind. Beast goes Hager Basin instead of Imperial Basin. So, doesn't want to give yellow the extra spice, but, I mean, okay, I guess. Maybe, I mean, Yuna's just going shipping next round. I don't think... Yeah, whatever. I guess it is what it is, so... Puts a couple of troops in. Tessie's got a couple of actions, but yeah, Lido's going to pick up... Is it Choem or is it Kwisatz for Lido here?
I think because it's a reshuffle, I think Kwisatz is fine. I think with Kwisatz you can get Chom next round as well.
It picks up the spice. Using their ring. Were they mentating, trying to find like a really good card and try and like flirt with getting to Kwisatz or Choem maybe? See if I can think.
I don't think he has a pathway there. Yeah, I feel it's more of a block.
So goes to Mentat here. So Lido's gonna make a choice. Both are good. Don't get me wrong. Both are pretty good here. Whatever you desire. It will be Choem. So Lido is going to just try and win this game as fast as humanly possible. And it's up to the other players to try and do something about this, but I'm not sure if they're going to. They might just start bickering amongst themselves, and Heretic might just coast through here.
Yeah, the thing about this quarterfinals is that currently for second place to qualify, I think you need to score above 9 points, and even above 9 points is not confirmed.
No,
So
not at all.
They,
Yeah, no.
they are incentivized to stop the leader in this particular position.
But I'm not sure they will. So Tessie's up. Tessie wants the truth say here. Is she going for selective? I think she's going for selective here, and she's going to make a punt for Kwisatz. She obviously was looking to punt for Choem, but it's gone. Kwisatz is still pretty good card. Court Intrigue also turn up on the row here. Yeah, so Chessie is going for the... she'll get a second Snooper token, so she gets an Intrigue, which is why she shifted back to the Bene Gesserit. Finds Rapid Mobilization, which could be very relevant later on here. So they're going to try to draw up to 8, which they should manage.
Yeah, I think she should manage to draw to 8.
Not guaranteed. She's got 5, 6... No!
Oh.
Tessia misses.
Oh,
They're gonna feel pretty bad about that. That's a brutal miss. It was not guaranteed. They made every attempt to try and get it. It has not worked. So what do you buy here with 7? Kwisatz is not gonna happen. Go satellite ban. Maybe Court Intrigue, I figure, for just faction access, but that's a bad result. Oh my, look what's come up here. Gurney Halleck and Lady Jessica. Can you believe it? Unbelievable. That is insane.
Feel terrible.
Zazibu, that's a disaster of a reveal here. Jagira wins the combat. Beast takes 4 cash. Lido's ready for his Swordmaster here. Although he's already got it, so I don't know what I'm talking... Oh, he skipped it out for his High Council, so Lido's ready to rock and roll here. Tessie's up first. Is Tessie going to go for any techs here? I don't know. I don't think so.
I think if you're Tessia, you go selective again.
Tessie feels like she's... With that hand, she might have to go there again. It's going to give Lido something to think about as well, to be fair. Lido's hand is also not great, so... Yuna ships is also going to take cash all the time here. Probably just bump like the Fremen, I imagine. Just get access to Siege. I think would be my immediate move. I don't really know what he's doing next. He just goes Bene Gesserit, so be it. Beast finds Esmod to it. Beast has got Sardaukar Legion. I think he's going to use Sardaukar here, I suspect. Maybe Sardaukar to, like, Mentat? Sardaukar maybe get a Dreadnought? And, like, Chalmurki? Well. I think that would be a really out there move. But you've got resources with Esmar, so maybe that's the move. Sardaukar to Dreadnought. Get some troops, get a Dreadnought, get some intrigues with Chalmurki, and just say, right, what are you all going to do about this?
Yeah, he did collect the spice last round, so he must have a plan for it. Not sure what it is.
He can't get... I don't think there's any... I mean, there's no easy way for him to get hold of flagships now. Yeah, that is the move here. I do like this. I think given the route you've gone down, he goes restrictive. And Spice Satellites turns up. Oh my gosh. Well, that's huge. A lot is happening here. I think I would have preferred Chow Murky to restrictive because now it's like, I mean, I don't know. I would have preferred Chow Murky. I think, considering you have no intrigues, I think having 2 is better for you in the long run, but that's just me. You may disagree.
Yeah, I think Kamaki probably would be better. I don't like getting delayed rewards. So I mean, he doesn't have high console now. He still needs like another 1-2 rounds.
And the thing is, the players now know he's obviously going to look to go there, so he's going to get increased resistance. Like, players might try and go there to block him, especially given that there's so many good cards in the row. I mean, that's the problem with this. I think it's with Chow Murky, like, it makes you dangerous, but the players don't know how. Here, you're kind of turning a bit of your hand face up on what you're intending to do. Even if you do later on go high council and then get hold of restricted ordnance, like, is anyone else going to take restricted ordnance in this game? I don't think Lido cares. Lido is just going to rush alliances and get some spiceless flows and end this game as soon as he can.
Can you imagine if Lido had Zets in his hand instead?
I mean, goodness me. He might still find it. We'll see. So, uh-oh. No.
No, he didn't.
No, he did not get his troops. He was obviously in deep fort and had areas. He hadn't done that yet, so... But yeah, so that is the move here. The thing is, I fear as well, restricted ordnance might just be too slow. Given the fact Lido's going to try and end this game, like, in the next, like, 2 rounds, if possible. You know, like, if this game doesn't go long, I think restrictive is going to be a bit slow to get activated. That's my concern here.
I don't think Lido has a path to end the game. He needs an intrigue and combat point.
Lido needs a little bit extra, yeah. I mean, he can get hold of, like, the Bene Gesserit Alliance, and he's going to be challenging the Fremen Alliance as well. Like, he's going to be right there, and the Emperor Point's coming. So he's going to accumulate pretty quick still. But we'll see. So Tessia Vernius is up.
He's thinking of Spice Highlights?
Tessia goes Spice Satellites. Wow. With the liaison. What is happening here?
I have no clue.
Just trying to block, like, I guess it's a denial to Yuna and Beast, right? That's all that is, right?
It's a very big denial to the Beast. If you look at the Beast has a perfect setup too.
But the thing is, this strikes me that Tessia is now not trying to win this game. Yeah. And Tessia is just trying to get second now. That's what's going on here, right?
Possibly.
I mean, if you're trying to win this game as Tessia, why on earth would you get Spice Satellites? How's that going to be? How's that going to help you beat Lido?
I think when you think of Spice Satellites as a card, is it's very good point wise. A lot of times when you're paying 8 spice for flagships, you're just getting the point. You're not caring too much about the activator ability of flagships, even though the activator ability is strong. So in similar case, Spice Highlights is 7 spice for a point, which is also a very good conversion.
Whoa! Yuna just gives up her Swordmaster, by the way, to go in Arakim. What is happening here? What was that? How does she not go to Swordmaster there? On Guild Bank Raid? What is happening here? I do apologize, but that was a bizarre move.
It is round 5. So I think when you think about... Yeah, I think if you are playing your dagger to Swordmaster, it would be a good time.
Well, they're out of action. They use their liaison to go. I don't know.
Yeah.
You think a lot of players, considering that there's still 2 other players that don't have their Swordmaster, like, it's still some degree of action economy, right?
Yeah.
So round 5's not, like, super late. And you're not going to get to Mentat often because Lido's just going to dominate on your right. So surely Swordmaster still makes plenty of sense, I would have thought. And seemed a strange one to me. It's been a weird game, this. It's been a very curious game. Beast is up. Beast has Esmar, so he does want to eventually start using Esmar as well. He wants to find ways, obviously, to get his spacing bump now that Spice Allies has been taken. I do not like this spot for the Beast at all. This combat is terrible for you. Like, what on earth do you do here as Beast? This is really bad. You just go Carfag and kind of see what happens?
I think you either collect an intrigue or a water and just set up. I think that's probably the best thing to do.
So it decides instead they're going to go Esmaring to Haga Basin, which is the exact opposite of what you just said. The complete opposite. And they go in
Yeah.
Imperial Basin to say, what is... It's a very curious game. So they're going to use it to card draw. I think they're looking for something better and obviously to start bumping. I think they're feeling concerned that they're going too slow. Is their convincing argument, which gets them to 6. They don't have 7, however. So Gurney Hallett looks like is the plan. Tessie Avernus is going to punt for Jessica, question mark? Like, does Lido early reveal? He has 8 persuasion. Does Lido early reveal to take Lady Jessica?
Yeah, I think so.
Wow, Tessie is short. She doesn't find it. Oh, she has it. She's got tech negotiation. So she has 7. So Lido would have to early reveal, but I don't think he's going to. He just smuggles. I don't really know quite what that's doing. So Una reveals for money and a bump. It's been a very strange match, this. Very strange.
Yeah, I think as a table, the table should be happy. They're catching up with Blue. I think they realize Blue's not having a very good round this round.
Yeah, I mean it's not been great for Blue. He drew very bad, which has made his turn a bit awkward. So maybe they're a little fortunate here. Blue was looking to like try and absolutely run away with this, and they haven't managed to do so. There's still a lot of weirdness going on in this game. Beast is up. Beast has got 6 persuasion and wants Gurney Halleck, but that means they'd have to not get involved here. It's such a terrible conflict. It's not really worth them fighting for it. Can you just early reveal for Gurney? It looks like it's going to be the case here. And I don't hate this. This is terrible. This is going to be bad news. So takes Gurney. Oh my holy goodness. I mean, what is going on with this Imperium row? We've had probably the 5 best cards in the game all come out here. Kwisatz, Jessica, Liet Kynes, Trome Directorship, and Gurney in the shadows. What is going on here? Crazy.
Seems like a good game to get high counsel.
Yeah, treachery. I mean, madness. Tessie reveals for 7. Now it's not an urgency. So if they go Liet Kynes, that means are they really just going to turtle up here? It gives them the alliance for the Emperor, but obviously both cards would do that. I think it's got to be Jessica still, right?
I think Jessica's a lot stronger, but Liet is actually his deck is actually set up for Liet.
She has a couple of Fremens and does go for it, so Liet Kynes it is. But a bizarre game. Lido's going to reveal for 7 then, and he'll take Jessica. He goes, what alliance does he go for here? Fremen or Bene Gesserit?
I think you go for
Bene Gesserit's probably safe.
maybe Fremen.
But I think Fremen it is for me. I think you got to get in front of Beast, because Beast wants to go Fremen alliance. Yeah, I think that's it for me. So, Carnage reigns. Una gets 6 Solari. 4 Solari for the Dreadnought for the Beast. He'll be very happy with that. And we're going to move on here. What is going to happen next? It's sort through the chaos. It's kind of a bit of a holding move here. But no, 2 people are missing their Swordmasters. Una's got 20 Solari, for God's sakes. What is happening here? Beast is up first. Beast will not want to win this too heavily with his Dreadnought. He'll want to keep it for later. He finds Gurney Halleck immediately. Lido has Treachery, so they're looking...
Shadow, can you help me do something? Help me check Una's deck. How many cards does Una have?
She's got 6, 8, 13.
She has 2 cards in. Yeah, so Una hasn't drawn her ring. And what happens now is that because she hasn't drawn her ring, she'll not be able to spend this Solari.
Yeah, that's what she's looking for.
Way too much Solari.
She's desperately looking for the Signet Ring.
Maybe she'll try to fish for it this round.
Maybe she goes Mentap for it and try and find it. Yeah, she's looking at a discard here. She's like trying to work out what's going on. But I mean, clearly was setting up for Signet Ring here and has not found it, which is kind of ugly. Beast is up first, so let's see what Beast wants to do. Beast needs to prepare for next round. He has no council access. He wanted to get high council and he hasn't found it. So he's gonna just draw here.
Yeah, he might draw it now.
Is he going? I'm curious what's going. Is he going Great Flat? Kwisatz? I don't know. Beast needs to put some of these troops in. By the way, he still doesn't find it. Ismar 2x, so he still can't get there. Well, he puts the Dreadnought in, but the problem is he's going to lose this for the tier 3 conflict though, and that is a concern here.
Yeah, but you do want to dump in troops. Your garrison is
You got
too
to dump in
full.
troops 100%, but I would have considered leaving the Dreadnought out. Put in like
Yeah.
4 troops and leave the Dreadnought out and try and win it without spending it. Guess is what it is. So Tezia's going to go Mentat, so blocking clearly is what's going on here. Trying to slow Leto down. Leto's got kind of a weird hand here. He's got his treachery, space travel, and diplomacy. He's got his dagger, so it's going to be Swordmaster now. That will block Yuna, so Yuna hates this.
Yeah, has to fish for a ring now. If not, she'll never spend this Solari.
How's she going to find it, though? Like, she can't go Mentat. Research Station is awkward, though, because if you go Research Station, you're drawing into your discard pile, which means you have to wait even longer to find your Signet Ring again. Do you go Arakeen? Arakeen, and then maybe, if you find a Signet Ring, Invasion Ships, Swordmaster, but she wants to go Interstellar Shipping. Which, by the way, like, Yellow... So, this is crazy. So, Yellow didn't bother, and nor did Blue, who both have access to shipping, and both of them have, like, whatever. Which is insane.
Yeah, I think if Blue actually had Yellow, he would have done it.
Oh, he didn't have it? No, of course he didn't. So Yuna's just going to ship here, and she's just going to say, oh, well, so be it. Gets the point. She will invade...
Yeah, I think she needed to fish for her ring. Like,
yeah,
now she'll never spend this Solari.
Yeah, it looks like she's given up on it. Well, I think she's gonna invade Invasion Ship Swordmaster. I think it's what she's gonna do here. So Esmar is played, gets hold of the second bump there. 7 Persuasion in hand, which isn't too bad.
So how many points can Leto get to? Leto has 2 points available to him.
Yeah.
I think he'll probably end up using his treachery this round.
I think it's a round to use it, 100%. I think he's trying to hold off in case, like, someone does something weird. But I would 100% expect him to use his treachery for something or another. I don't know if it's which way it's going around, Bene Gesserit, and there might be an argument that says you actually go for use your treachery on the Emperor in case Memo quarters, or if you find plans within plans. I mean, that would be crazy. But then you've got your Signet Ring, so it's not a big deal. You got Throne Directorship, so, you're fine either way. Still seats for Tezia. Just kind of idle a little bit here. We're going to see which way Leto's going around here. So he's going to Secrets here. So I think Treachery is incoming for the Emperor here. Finds Tiebreaker and finds Reinforcements. Both are relevant. I would not hate to have either of those. Chalmerky is sitting on the rose. Here comes the invasion into Interstellar Shipping. Into Swordmaster. So Beast is up. Beast would like to win this combat, but he's everyone else's actions behind him, so he's out of position here. It's kind of awkward. What do you do here? Hardy Warriors? Do you steal Hardy Warriors here and just make life really miserable for Leto? Is it worth it?
So in terms of faction bumps, right? So Beast is currently at 0 Emperor and 1 at Benny. So I think he can actually consider chasing these two at the moment.
Do you go Selective Breeding and try to find... It's Selective Breeding, trashing Esmar, and try to pick up Kwisatz?
I think you try to pick up a Spice Muscle if you can.
Well, Kwisatz or Spice Muscle. He's got 6 Persuasion. Kwisatz and or Spice Muscle. I think Spice Muscle is better.
Yeah, but he has a lot of dead cards. He has Legion, he has 2 daggers. Yeah, he has a lot of dead cards.
Because at least if you're trashing Esmar, you're getting your spice back, right?
Yeah, you are.
And he's got Sardaukar Legion in there, so he might be able to like deploy once everyone else has made their actions. It might keep him in this conflict if he really wants to win it that badly.
I don't think he needs to win this combat very badly.
I don't think so either. But like, if they feel they need to win it very badly, that's something they could look to do.
I don't think anyone needs to win this very badly.
I don't know. I don't know. I mean, it's been a weird game. Like, I'm not discounting anything at this point. It's been a strange match. Like, Beast is behind, so Beast might feel that he desperately needs it. I don't know. If he has Mentat in 4th position, like, he's gonna figure himself a good favorite to try and win the combat because he's gonna have like actions on everyone. No one's got access to Highliner, though. Does he maybe just go Great Flat and pick up the Spice and just get ready for Highliner? Is that
He
the
doesn't
move?
he doesn't have the water for it, right? So
Oh, he
unless
doesn't have the water. No, he spent it because he went to Haggard Basin.
Yeah. I think you definitely play your diplomacy. Diplomacy gives you a point somewhere, or like a pseudo half point.
Or gets you towards it.
Yeah.
I'm
I mean,
trying
he has
to I'm trying to think. Is there any way he can like go Hardy Warriors and legitimately threaten the Fremen? But I'm not sure it's really on.
Yeah, I mean, his only faction access to Fremen is currently
Oh my god, he's going for it.
being played.
Wow, and he's just going to garrison up. Wow, so he is going to threaten Leto here. Good lord. Tezzy's just going to smuggle, getting ready for shipping next round. Here comes the snoopering. So she's going to get hold of her last snooper token. She gets the extra water. Beast does not like seeing that, by the way. Here comes the treachery that will go to wealth. So the players might well think that he's got plans within plans here, and I would not blame them for thinking he may have plans within plans. If he did, the game would be over. The troops have to go in.
Yep.
Yeah, green thinks that's coming. Look at these alliances, like Fremen and the Emperor. It's kind of nuts here. Yuna's just gonna throw. I don't know what Yuna's gonna do here. I guess she's gonna go Carthage and just see what she finds. Finds bypass protocol, which she's gonna use immediately for shifting. Like, didn't even think about that. Power play turns up. Oh my god, Beast will want that, right? It's a great card for Beast.
Yeah, it's a great card for him.
I mean, that's a point of the Emperor, right?
Yes.
That's just a straight point of the Emperor.
Somewhere.
So I think Beast has to go for that, and it's a protection or steal the Fremen. I think it's power play all day for me. Kill Bankers turns up for Tessie, who grabbed hold of Leah Kynes.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Show Delegate turns up. Tessie can afford that, by the way, if she wanted it.
I don't think he wants it. No one wants it at this point.
Yeah, and Beast saying how he wanted the High Council access and didn't find it. I mean, it's true, but I mean, it's the way it goes. So Leto's going to play reinforcements. Is Leto really going to... There's no way he's going to put these in to challenge Beast here. Really? Really wants the Ment out that bad? Well, he's going to get it. I mean, Beast won't mind. He gets his Dreadnought back, so I don't think this is that bad a result for Beast, actually.
No, but I think it's a great result for Leto.
Oh, I mean, Leto loves it, for sure, but I don't think it's a disaster for Green.
This happens because Green has no intrigues. Right.
Yeah, if he gone Chalmurky, like, he probably doesn't play this, right?
Yeah.
I know that's obviously us being somewhat, there's a bit of confirmation bias about that, probably, but the difference between having no intrigues and one intrigue, whatever it is so huge, especially in these games where it's a lot closer. If you have no intrigues, you will get taken advantage of, and that's exactly what we've seen here. Leto knows he's good, so he can do this really easily. So Leto takes advantage of that and steals it. He will get the Mentat next round. Intrigues to be found.
So how you think about this as Leto, right, is that, do you think you're winning the next combat?
Oh, it was the wrong one.
Oh.
I really thought it was plans for a second. I was like, oh my god. Oh my god, and Beast finds the Fremen bump! Oh my god! That's outrageous, but he can't use it! Oh, he's got no fraction access! But nor does Leto! Oh my god, Tezzie's going shipping here. Leto can't actually protect this alliance! Can you believe it? Sorry, go on, I do apologise. It's Grand Vision, by the way, is the conflict as well, which is very relevant here. All happening. Sorry, I don't carry on. I don't know what you're saying.
No, I'm not saying anything.
I do apologize. So, shipping with Tezia. Tezia's going to get the Emperor Alliance back. Sees Grand Vision and is terrified. Leto's got 4 actions. Jessica's in hand here. What is going to happen? Leto cannot go research station. Leto desperately wants to end this game this round. And he sees he's like, how on earth do I buy Spiceless Flows here? No one has bought Spiceless Flow yet. There are worlds where he buys Spiceless Flow and gets 3 points for it. There are worlds that's about to happen. Oh, he gets another point for it, I should say.
Yeah. So if you look at Yunasen, right, Yunasen is very well positioned to steal the Bene Gesserit alliance.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, this game
Yes.
might slip away from Leto.
This is very, very Tenma stuff if Leto. Leto has to play Jessica at some point to draw cards. He's got 4 actions and a terrible hand. So I think Jessica's got to be played at some point, right?
Yeah.
Does he mine at Imperial Basin to go selective? Yeah, I think it's exactly what's going on here. He's mining, he's prepping for the selective breeding, which will help protect his alliance as well. I think that's exactly what's going on. Knowing that obviously selective's out there. So Yuna's got to make a decision now what she wants to do. If she wants to steal, she almost has to go selective first, right?
Yeah, I think selective breeding. No, I think shifting first is fine as well. I mean, it telegraphs it, but the spice on table is very strong.
There's 6 spice at Great Flat.
Yeah.
Does she look to selective breed, and then just go Highliners anyways? Like, she's eyeing up Highlinering this combat. I mean, Grand Vision with selective breeding means, like, you can go for any alliance in Fury you want. Like, they're all open. There are even worlds where the Spacing Guild, you could take that, which would be brutal. Fremen's sitting there, the Emperor, like, you've got points to gain there. Yuna's got so many options. She's got, obviously, Infiltration as well, with the Invasion Ship Signet Rings in hand. Like, how do you try and narrow this down? This is very complicated.
Yeah. I think one thing you think about as a caster is you just think about like what people are going to do. But I think as a
She does
player,
block
generally what you want to do is you think about what is your path to victory.
Yeah, she does block it. I think Leto's got to see this and realize that his alliance is in absolute jeopardy here, right?
Yeah, he also knows that Red has in the shadows.
Yeah.
I'm not even sure if he knows whether he can defend it properly.
I don't think it is defendable here. Unless he, like, goes secrets and finds something crazy, I don't think this is defendable. Like, Yuna's got everything. Leto might give it up. But, like, he's got no faction access. I really don't know what's going on here. Here's the High Council for Beast. He was obviously after it for a while, so he's going to get it now before anyone else gets in the way here. Concerned of being blocked by, like, Yuna or something. Tezia's hand is pretty bad. I think she's going Research Station for Spice Must Flow. Brutal having to do that with the Liaison, though. That is...
She's hoping to draw Liat.
That's what she's going for.
Yep.
Or Guild Bankers. And or Guild Bankers here.
Yeah, both. She's trying to draw them both.
Here we go. Hail Mary time. Is 11 cards in there, though. Nope. Nope. One more. No. Tezia misses. Unfortunately, when you've got, you know, a 16-card deck, you're going to miss a lot. That's the problem. Gets punished, I guess. Like, you don't. Sometimes you get away with that, and sometimes you don't. And this is a bad time to not get away with it here. So Tezia misses are gonna have to rethink here. They've only got 7 persuasion. They are very short. Leto, if he's going City, he realizes that this is over. He knows he can't defend the alliance, so he's given up on it. Arakeen it is.
Oh, tough.
I mean, the thing is, I think Leto's trying to find ways to not... I think he was going Arakeen literally to try and find a Spice Must Flow with Jessica and maybe an early reveal or something. But I think Leto's got to use Jessica at some point this round. I think
he'll definitely use Jessica.
I'm surprised he hasn't already used Jessica. Like, I would have done that, like, already. Just give yourself tons of cards to give you... If, you know, you might be able to buy the Spice Must Flow anyways, but let yourself have better cards to use rather than just using Doom Desert Planet and Recon. You know, find those better cards. You know, find your Signet Rings. Find your bits and pieces. You know, give yourself options. So Yuna can take this alliance. Great Flat is just staring in the face here. The problem is she hasn't got a ton of influence elsewhere, though, so it's a bit awkward, right?
No, I mean, you can get it later. I think this round is lasting at least one more round.
The leader's giving it up, so I guess you don't have the shifting now. But, like, surely, I mean, well, no one else can get the spice now. Also, by the way, how on earth did the Beast not use the Fremen bump to take the alliance from Leto on their action? They've not done it yet. That is insane. Like, if Leto just goes Hardy Warriors, like, how are you going to take that alliance?
Maybe it's telegraphed from like the first action. Like if like the player is not still defending it on the first action, maybe you feel a bit more safe. But I think if I had it in hand, I would definitely fire it off.
Yeah, I would have fired that immediately and just said, and just to get in front and say, right, well, if you want to win this, you've got to get 2 bumps before I get 1.
Yeah.
And how often are you going to do that? Focus on your other things that you need to defend. Maybe I think Leto is thinking he's going to spend his time defending the Fremen alliance instead. And, like, if you'd have gone for and used the Fremen bump, maybe he feels then he has to spend his resources to defend the Bene Gesserit, right? And then that way the focus is shifted away from you. And those two go to war with each other. I think there was a bit of nuance there, perhaps missed up there. So Yuna's got all sorts of options here. She's trying to think. I think she's trying to find ways to use in the shadows, but you've got the signet ring, so you do not need to play in the shadows here. I don't think there's any point. Shifting Allegiances and signet ring are the 2 cards you want to play, right?
Yeah, you want to play shifting and you want to play your signet ring, and you can even use your invasion chips to discard in the shadows.
Yeah. In fact, do you use your signet ring and discard it in the shadows and just go instead of shipping and just get your 2 bumps that way and save it and save shifting for something else? Nah, gonna grab the spice now, which I don't hate.
No.
What?
Okay. So either way, he thinks he can steal the alliance. No, he realizes he has used his spice.
Yeah, he realizes that doesn't make any lick of sense. Yeah, it has. If you're gonna do this, you've got to do it this way. So Leader's Alliance goes. He knew he couldn't defend it. Unified's Windfall. Didn't really need it, to be brutally honest. So there goes 1 point for Lido. This is good news for Tezia. Tezia likes seeing this. Beast goes 2nd Dreadnought. He's going Sonic Snoopers. Minimic turns up. That is not irrelevant here. Private Army is found. That is playable here. Wow. Most interesting. Tezia reveals for 7. Completely whiffing what they were after here. Complete miss. So liaisons it's going to be, but the thing is, I don't necessarily like buying just tons of liaisons here because you're never going to see these. Zazibu's got an 18 card deck. Like, this is so un-Zazibu-like. Question. He can trash spy satellites for the extra point here. Does he do it? He's got his full friendships now. Do you trash it or do you keep the spice?
I don't think anyone's in position to end the game, so I think you can keep it.
He's thinking about it.
So I don't think he should trash it either way, because, I mean, even if he gets 8 points and gets 2nd, I don't think he qualifies.
Wow, he's going to use Rapid now. I guess he might as well, right? I don't hate it. Gets him to 10, just to try and find his way to, like, 2nd place here, basically. Doesn't trash spy satellites yet, so assumes this game is going another round. We shall see. Lido's going to go for Chalmurky or Minimic. Goes Minimic here, so that's going to be a Spice Must Flow. Which is huge, because currently that's worth double. No one else has bought any Spice Must Flows. Artillery's the next tech. That's pretty good here. There's a lot of swords, like, hanging around. So Yuna's up. So Yuna's... I don't see... Yuna, I think, a lot of the time just goes invasion ships with... And she hasn't just ships here, right? With Signet Ring. I don't really see any reason not to do so. Yeah, that's what we see. So she's going to try and race here, and realizing that obviously they've got catch up to do. Yuna can definitely catch up if you've got the resources to do it. Finds the Fremen point here. Grand Vision has definitely slowed the game down a little bit. If it was a normal combat, like, players would have been concerned this game ends this round. Yeah. There's the Fremen steal. So Lido loses his 2nd alliance. He's down to 6.
I think Lito can still steal this back next round though. I think
I mean, it
he goes.
depends. It depends what happens. I mean, he doesn't have treachery though. It
Oh, he
depends.
just
Does
needs
he
to draw
find
his ring.
its signet ring and shipping? If he finds his signet ring, he
Yeah.
can take it back. So he's got. So there's decent odds to take it here. Legion is going to get played. He's gonna. So he does that by going to. Where did he go? Carfag was
No,
it?
he's
Oh,
just, yeah,
Carfag's
he's
second
just,
wave.
Yeah. He finally has the swords enabled from his tech.
Now here's a question for you. If you're Beast and you win this combat, do you use this just to cement the Fremen Alliance? If you win this and take the double bumps and just protect the Fremen Alliance? Scared that Lido has his signet ring and go into the shipping.
I guess. Yeah, I think you have to, right? Then make Lito chase like Tessia instead on the Emperor track.
I mean, the problem is that you obviously want to use both bumps to like get your Emperor point, for example. But if you lose the Fremen Alliance, like that is mortal. There's absolutely mortal here. So
Yeah, I think you just lock it in.
just lock it in, which just feels bad because obviously you've got like the Alliance, which you've like obviously it's not that the intrigue card kind of does nothing for you. But I guess it just is what it is, right?
Yeah, it's a point. It is a point that you lock in. I think it's fine.
So, Beast eventually settling on 16 strength here. Beast making sure to keep some garrison troops in. Obviously, he's got... So this is crazy. He's got second wave as an intrigue, as well as Sardaukar Legion. So he can, in theory, just dump a crazy amount of troops here. Whoa, now what's this about? Why only put one Dreadnought in? Like, it doesn't matter, does it?
Yeah, it doesn't matter. I don't know why he's doing it.
He's trying to get rid of his garrison. I think he's thinking there's worlds I'm going to find my way to, like... Yeah, that's weird. That's really weird. Like, no one's got Desert Ambush. Is he really worried about cannon turrets? I think he's concerned about cannon turrets.
No, either way you put two dreadnoughts in, there's no advantage from putting one in, right?
I think he...
Either way, it makes one retreat. It doesn't make both retreat.
No, cannon turrets... is there only one? I can't remember.
Yeah, retreats a dreadnought.
Retreats a dreadnought from each player. Weird. Very strange. It has, again, it's been a weird game. We've seen some odd decisions. So Lido, by the way, has 3, 4, 5, 6. So yeah, so he can go here and he can smuggle for free, and he will have access to a Spice Must Flow. So he's going to buy here. And no one else is in position to buy Spice Must Flows here. So Lido might get a ton of endgame points from calling the market.
Yeah, it looks like he'll get 2 points from it.
Which is kind of insane, really. Heretic might get a second bite of the cherry, given the fact his alliances are crumbling. Una reveals and doesn't buy. Beast has full persuasion. He's surely not going to put anything else in. Puts the Dreadnought back in.
Yeah. So even though Heretic...
Oh, he can't do that with Sardaukar Legion, actually. He can only be troops. He is going to put more troops. What is going on? What is happening here? This is so weird. I know. Lido buys Spice Must Flow. And is there any combat going to happen here? Is Lido going to be tempted to try and play Tiebreaker to try and pinch second place from Tessia?
No, I don't think... I think it doesn't
He
matter.
is. Yeah, he's going to play Tiebreaker, so he's going to get in
just
front
force it.
here. So Tessia's got a decision to make. Tessia does play Private Army. She's like, nope, none of that. Not letting you hunt for endgames. No deal.
Yeah,
Oh, Zazibu's thinking about it.
He's shown it already.
Oh, he's shown it. So he doesn't have to play it, but he's now shown he's got Private Army. So yeah, a bit awkward. I mean, if this is the issue, like you've got to be, if you're going to put it down, you've got to kind of mentally decide you're going to play it, right? He is going to play it.
No, I think he can.
He's thinking of Spice for Spice Satellites, but he can't trash it right now, anyways. So it doesn't matter, and he can find more Spice. So he does play. He's going to play it for protection here. Green's kind of slightly uncomfortable with that, but But he'll be
I
fine.
know with two combat cards and then you're perfectly happy.
Yeah, he's
Green
like
is-
he wouldn't want to use either of them, but he's gonna be fine here. So
Yeah, green is back in this game. I think he's positioned to win the next combat as well.
which is insane. It's been a
Yeah,
weird one.
but-
So Tesia
but-
gets second place and holds on to it. Let's see what Beast does here. Beast has a decision to make
Yeah.
where he's going to take the bump here. If he doesn't go for the Fremen, it's a gamble. He does lock it up. I think this is the right call here. Tesia finds Water of Life, by the way. Beast finds Infiltrate,
Whoa.
which is useful.
Actually, now Tessia has a very big hand. He might deny Lito the point from corner of the market because he has both
Yeah.
Leah and Guild Bankers.
Lido's real
And,
Beast, by the way, just sorry, cutting in here. Beast realizing that Lido is very likely to draw his signet ring and is deciding, do I gamble? If they find their signet ring, you lose that alliance and decides it's not worth it. I think that's probably the right call in the long run. It hurts because you've only got 5 points though, and that kind of sucks.
Yeah.
But I don't hate that. Sorry, carry on.
Yeah, but I think playing for the win, maybe getting the friendship might be better. But I'm not too sure.
Oh my god. It's economic supremacy, and look at all these leaders. Everyone is stacked on resources.
Now
This-
Lito gets flagships.
This is going to be carnage, and Lido's going to get flagships here. And Lido's going to look for a Spiceman's float. He's going to look to win this game. This is going to be messy. He plays his signet ring anyways. For obviously, he kind of has to. So up and down, grab flagships. Makes sense. Grab the spice, pays for his signet ring. The weird thing is, like, the only thing that's worth Lido chasing now is the Emperor, which Tesia
Yep.
will not appreciate. Because he's going to lose this alliance. I do not remember the last time I've seen so many alliance trades in a game. It's been a long time. And now Tesia's sitting there with spy satellites with Tesia and no alliances, which feels so bad. So bad.
No, I think Tessia's game plan now is just buy a lot of Spice Muscle. So Tessia's going to look to draw as many cards as possible.
Well, Guild Bankers is in a draw pile. But she has no Fremen cards to go with Liet. They're all in a discard. Oh my god, bribery is found for Lido! Just lock up the Emperor, surely. Spine's Tactician as well. Lido's just lock up the Emperor, right? 100%.
Yeah.
What a ridiculous
Yeah,
find. Lido's got to lock this up. We're going to zoom out a little bit here because there's a lot going on. There's cards everywhere.
He didn't even buy flagships. He bought Charmurky.
He bought Chamberky! Oh yeah, he did! Nutter! Well, he found his bribery, so there goes the Emperor Alliance. So all alliances are locked up here, apart from spacing, which no one's taking. So I think Tesia might be dead in the water here. I don't think she's going to recover. It's going to be a charge here. Who's got first access to Hardy Warriors? Has no one got access to Hardy Warriors? Oh, Lido's got access to Hardy Warriors. But he wants to just buy Spiceman's Flows. But his persuasion is terrible.
Yeah.
Wow. All happening here. Beast has got Gurney.
So I think the reason...
Oh, he was looking for research station. He hasn't got the water.
The reason Lito made this play, right, is that Lito is thinking about selective breeding. He just wants to enable corner the market. So that's why he didn't spend all his spice.
Yeah. He wants to go selective breeding, draw a Spiceless Flow, and just be good. With Corner the Market and Chalmurky, he thinks, well, I'm just good for first or second. That's, I think, what Blue's going for here. So Beast goes Siege, prepping up for Research Station with Gurney Halleck. Surely, I think that's the plan. Tesia needs water for Water of Life.
Yeah, Tesia needs water. There's only one place for water.
There's only one place for it.
He has to get it now.
It's just got to be done. Like, you don't want to go Steel Suits here, to be honest. The problem is, this is so brutal for Tesia here. You can get Calculated Hire as well while you're at it. But yeah, I think Steel Suit and just play both Intrigues, right?
Yeah.
But this is a desperate situation for Zazibu. He is in absolute jail currently.
No, but he might get 3 points. I'm not too sure.
But the worry for Tesia, though, is she's concerned if she spends the 2 spice, like, she's not going to be able to trash spice satellites. They've got to think that this could well be the last round. Which, there are definitely worlds this is the last round. It's not guaranteed though. If if
then in that case you might not play calculator higher, but
well, it's got to be steel
Yeah.
seeds first. I think this is automatic. It's 2 water on life to be played. They should probably know that water on life is coming with that because it's a weird looking move. So people do weird moves. It's because they've got specific routes they've got to take here. Here's a selective breeding. So Leo's going to try and score here. He won't be able to score twice though. I don't see any way Leo scores 2 points this round. Dagger goes. So liaison and space travel is enough. That's a spice must flow. So Leo's got 9. But I don't think Leo can score twice here. Mentap for Yuna. Take it. Getting in position against the Beast here. Beast is going research station. He's going to draw 5. He's going to draw 4 cards and chuck a ton of troops in. Finds power play. That's a point at the Emperor or selective breeding, whichever he prefers. He goes diplomacy as well. Needs to take his Gurney rewards as well. 2 troops. There is another card to be had here.
Yeah. If Beast wins this combat, he gets all the points as well. He gets 3 points. Maybe he buys a Spice Must Flow.
Oh, he's going to use
9
Esmar,
points.
yeah, to be his thunder. Oh, that's insane. I didn't even see that.
I don't think the game ends this round, though.
I'm not sure it does either, which is crazy, right? Lido can't score 2 points. I don't think Beast can score 5. I don't think Yuna can score 5, because all the alliances are locked up, so suddenly the pace of play slows. This might save Tesia Vernius' game, because we're going another round.
No, Tessia's game, I don't think is safe. The reason is that
It gives her a chance.
Tessia has to draw, right? And if she draws, she forces a reshuffle. And what's in her discard? All her bad cards.
I mean,
right?
Well, she's got 3 cards to draw, so she can Water of Life and not draw anything else.
Yeah, but if you Water and Life now, I don't think it is enough. So let's say if you Water or Life now, then you have Guild Bankers and you have Lead and you have Real Enablers. Maybe you buy 1 Spice Must Flow, and that's like terrible. You don't really want to do that, right? So maybe she makes a call to do it next round. I think if he managed to make that decision, it'll be very high level and possibly game winning. But I find it very hard.
It's hard. She needs luck. Like her destiny is not fully in her control at this point, so she'll draw the last 3. So Guild Bankers will be in there. The question is there any more Fremen cards in there? I don't recall. I don't think there is. No, they're all in the back pocket. Other memory is there to get hold of Truthsayer.
No, but with 1 action left, what are you doing? You're buying 1 Spice Must Flow? I mean, it looks good, right?
Just going tech negotiation. So 2, 4, 6, 7, 8. That gives them 9th persuasion. She's getting wind traps and just kind of hoping this all works itself out here. But it's pretty bad for Tesia. Holo Projector is the next tech out here, by the way, which is not irrelevant. Lilo is looking for any way he can possibly score 2 points. The only way he could score 2 points would be to get second place in this combat, but I don't think he can do it without sacrificing his Spice Flow. He's got 5. He has 9 persuasion exactly. I don't think there's anything Leo to do here. I think if anything, I would consider as Leo maybe go Dreadnought and pick up artillery. No, you can't go down because you can't fulfill the other half of it. Yeah, he's asking if he can decrease to do the other half, but he has no super token, so he cannot go down just to not go. He's basically the idea he can drop below like the Emperor and get the alliance and get the faction benefit back. And that is what we see Lido do here. Dreadnought, I think I would consider getting artillery. Unless you've got specific uses for the spice. I guess he's thinking more selective breeding and stuff, I guess.
Yeah.
So I don't hate it. Here comes the invasion. So Yuna's just going to obviously install her again. So she's going to pick up flagships here. And now Yuna is threatening to end this game.
Is she?
If she wins, actually no, maybe not. No, she's spending the spice.
No, there's no way I think she wins this combat.
It's been a weird game, this. So flagships is taken. But this is now terrible for Beast here. Beast hates his life. Shuttle fleet turns up. It's too late for that. Beast knows hell's coming. He's just got to go wealth here, I think, and just take the point and call it a day and just hope he wins this. He's got second wave and private army. He's gonna hope that this all works out. But Beast is committed to winning. If Beast doesn't win this combat, his game is over. His tournament is over. So Tessia buys a Spice Must Flow. Can't buy 2.
I think that there's a line that you can take as Beast, right? To get a Spice Must Flow this round. If you infiltrate into selective breeding. I think it's something that you could have considered.
Could have, but I don't think they're ever going to go.
Yeah,
realistically.
but you also give up your combat spice reward, so I guess that's why he doesn't do it as well.
So Tessia trashes Spice Satellites here. They're looking to trash it. It's a free cost for the trash as opposed to 4 for buying it. So
yeah, he thinks the game's gonna end.
Well, I mean, you've got to be prepared for the game ending. To be honest, the problem for Tessia is that if the game ends now, like, you're out regardless. So I would have considered holding on to the Spice. Because trashing it now is not going to save your game. I think you've got to hope it goes on around here. Lido gets to 9, but that is it. He has nothing else. So Yuna, what is Yuna's move here? Carfag? Like, she's going Carfag and just dumping troops in with flagship, surely, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Try and find Choam shares? If we went Carfag and found Choam shares, that would be so dirty. Can you imagine that?
I think if she wins the combat, then she'll get to spend the Solari either way.
Oh, it's double cross. That's bad news for Beast. That is terrible news for Beast. That's a horrible find for him. I don't think Beast is going to win this conflict. He's in trouble here.
No, I don't. I think Beast has enough.
It's close. Right? I think it's very close, this. I think double cross might tip the scales. It's going to be very expensive. Beast is not going to... Beast is going to use private army. Beast is not getting 3 points in this conflict anymore.
24. Puts in another. Is that 20? 25.
I don't think Beast can win this without using private army.
Yeah, I think this denies Beast the point.
Beast cannot score 3 points anymore. I think it's with double cross and ambush. Like, I'm not even sure he can win this. And here comes the double cross, just getting it out the way now. So Beast loses a troop as well. Beast hates this.
He has no more troops.
So the question here. Oh yeah, and yeah, Yuna doesn't even get the troop. Yeah, just a denial.
Yep.
Just a denial. That is confirmed to work. If you don't have any more troops, you can still deny an opponent with the Solari. You can just straight deny. You don't have to deploy if you've got nothing left to put in your bowl. That has been confirmed by Mr. Denon, I'm fairly sure.
Yes, that's correct.
So Beast reveals his resources and reveals what his master plan was. So he has to play second wave, and then Princess Yuna has to play ambush, and then Beast, I guess, has to play private army, right?
Yes.
And I don't think there's any way to get out of this. Does he consider trashing infiltrate to try and find a different battle intrigue? No, I guess you can't do that, can you? Seems insane.
Yeah, I think if you had no combat cards, you would think about it. But because you have 2 combat cards, you feel safe about it.
Who is going to win this match? I have no idea.
I think Lido's in position to contest next combat and to buy another Spice Must Flow. So if he buys another Spice Must Flow, and assuming Tessia doesn't have an insane draw, I think he'll get to 12 points. I think that is safe with Charmurky.
It's right.
I don't think anyone can contest him at 11 or 12.
I mean, we're going to round 9, and the truth of the matter is anything could happen right now. Literally anything could happen. I have no idea what's going to occur here. Here comes Private Army. So Beast is going to have to sacrifice a point to get the win. It is what it is. It was very expensive for both of them. So Yuna gets a point. Beast gets 2. And we're going to round 9. This is a hell of a match here. Yeah, and he realized that, oh man, I can't use both now. No, it cost him.
Yeah, it cost him. I think the game looks tight, but I still think Lido's ahead enough.
Lido's favorite. Lido's favorite going into this for sure.
How many cards does he have in his draw?
Just the one. So he could draw anything here.
Yeah, he could draw anything. And he has a bunch of dead cards. He has three dead cards.
There hasn't been a lot of trashing this game. So a lot of people have got a lot of their starter cards here. So buckle up, everyone. This is about to be carnage.
Yep. If Tessia has
No,
a
he's yeah, he has to. No, you've got to
yeah,
deploy
you
the
have to do
dreadnought
the
before you
double.
take the old one back. Yeah. Yeah. So you have to deploy a dreadnought before you take the old one back. You can't go over a spot here. So here we go. What is going to happen here? What is the conflict? Round 9. It is Arakeen, so it's a bonus troop for the beast here. For what it's worth. What is going... Let's have a look at hands here. So Lido has not drawn good. But Lido's got 2 points currently in the back pocket. Unless Tessia gets another Spicemas flow and Lido doesn't. It's shuffled, Zazibu. You can draw your cards. I don't know why he feels he needs to draw one by one.
Yeah, he drew one of them. Now just needs to draw the other. Just needs to draw Spice.
He's looking for guild bankers.
Yeah, guild bankers, yeah.
That's what he's looking for here. So Yuna just goes all in here. Yuna's like, well, I've just got to win this conflict now. There's nothing else to do. Her hand is abysmal. Absolutely abysmal here. No one's drawn that great, all things considered.
Yeah.
Beast is going... So Beast into Sellers for the Bene Gesserit point, right? And then what?
Yeah. No, then Beast puts troops in and he hopes he
prays.
wins.
Yeah, it's not a good spot, right?
So Lido actually is in very well positioned for combat as well. He can go to the Haga Basin
and
like
highline.
Spice, then other highliner. Yeah.
It's
so
brave though. He might just try and find his way to 9 persuasion. Like he has got 9 persuasion. Does Lido just reveal and take the point and think, well, I'm probably good for second place? Honest question. Legitimate question.
I don't think so. I think he has a world where he can do both. So he
is threatening.
Yeah.
He is threatening highliners, and the players are like, "Uh-oh, that can't be good." Yep. He figures he's going to get a redraw off Dune, and he might get his Spicemas flow back anyways.
Yes,
that's what he's thinking here. Yuna's hand is so bad right now. It's Carfag. Oh, she's going Mentat instead. Finds a Signet Ring. Oh, but she can't pay for anything with it.
Funny that Yuna actually used all her Solari.
Her money's gone because the game's gone so long. Bizarre.
Yeah, I guess that's what happens when it goes to round 9, right?
I mean, yeah, it's just you can't plan for this. I think, where does Beast go here? The problem is he's got his Signet Ring with no alliance, and he's got his Sardaukar Legion, which is just for deploying troops, right? So he's just got to go Carfag? I mean, you just got to pick as many intrigues as you can and just trash Sonic Snoopers and hope for the best, right?
Yeah, I think that's...
He's infiltrating Haga Basin! No, he can't do that. He's infiltrating Arakeen? What is happening here? He's trying to draw cards and find something. Dune Desert Planet is doing sod all, really.
Yeah, I think if you're
he has got an alliance. I apologise. He's got the Fremen, didn't he? He stole it at the end.
Yeah. I think if you're fishing for an intrigue is better. You get a redraw as well.
Yeah, I 100% think I would have gone... I think I would have gone Carfag. The Sonic Super is now doing absolutely nothing. So Tessia is going to go for a Spice of Soy, and this is a problem for Lido here. Lido is not going to be able... If Lido doesn't buy a Spice's Flow this round, he's going to lose a point of core of the market here. Quid pro quo found for Tessia. It's too late now. It doesn't matter. So this is a problem for Lido. Lido thinks like he needs to reveal for a Spice's Flow to protect core of the market. He's going to reveal. Yeah, I figured he was going to do this. Yeah. He's just revealing, getting the Spice's Flow, and he's just going to say, right, well, Tessia can't buy 2. I get 2 points. I'm just good. I don't blame this.
I think because Beast put in so many troops and has restricted ordnance, the combat is not guaranteed anymore.
No, I think this makes total sense. I don't hate this at all. I think Call on the Market, like the players now know he's got Call on the Market, right? And they realize he's going to win this game, so it's now a fight for second.
No, I don't think that you realize that he has Call on the Market. It's not. I think going for a Spice on Slows late into the game is not.
If he doesn't have Call on the Market, though, like, doesn't he at least consider highlining with his space travel? He's got Chow Murky. He doesn't need the spice.
Yeah, that's true.
So I think if I see that with him with Chow Murky, I'm sitting there thinking, I think he's got Call on the Market or plans within plans. I think for sure he's got some endgame points going, other than Chow Murky.
Yeah. I think he has some endgame points, but I'm not sure exactly what it is.
I'm not sure what it is, but I would think he's got at least 1. Maybe 2. So, like, he doesn't need the spice. It's irrelevant to him. So, I think there's some suspicion going on here. But I would sit there thinking he's got at least 11 points, if not 12, and that the odds are he's going to win this match. It's now a fight for second place.
How much persuasion does Tessia have?
Tessie's got 4,
Oh.
6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Yeah, not enough.
If she can, and there's no way for us to get hold of guild bankers. If she'd found guild bankers somehow and got to like 12 persuasion, that would have been brutal for Lido. But she didn't find it. Again, it's the problem when you've got like a nearly 20 card deck. In fact, it's 19 cards. Like, I mean, it's a guess. So Beast has to go Imperial Basin and just cry, right? I don't think there's anything else for him to do. What else are you going to do here? Just get Spice for tiebreakers. I don't see what else you can do.
Yeah. He might think that he's good because Yuna doesn't have any intrigues and might think to go Conspire just to get an intrigue.
But you're giving up Spice for
high level as well.
You're giving up all your spice for that though. I don't know if I can get on. Like, I love Conspire. Like, I've exalted it throughout this tournament. We've had several games where if someone had gone Conspire at the end of the game, they would have won. I don't think this is one of those times. But he does get a redraw of the intrigue though with Sonic Snoopers.
Yeah,
that's true. He gets to look at it. He gets to look at it, and then he can actually double draw.
But I don't really know what intrigue is good for him.
What intrigue can he? Yeah, that's the question. What can he find that gets him a point?
He can find the one that he can find the one that gives you have 10 Solari, you get a point.
But I don't. He's never getting 10 Solari. A war chest.
Yes, if he's going Conspire, then he's definitely getting.
He would get to 10. Yeah, that's a good point. I think that's the only one that would get him there. Plans within Plans gives him nothing. Call the Market gives him nothing. Grand Conspiracy.
Did he not take his faction bump when he went to ship? Because he would have gotten the Benny friendship, right?
Oh, he didn't. I need to tell him that, right?
Yeah, you need to tell the table that. And it might be a bit late as well, but I think he would have gotten Benny either way.
Yeah, he has to take it. Rewards are mandatory.
Did he? No, he didn't. He took power play.
That was the power play. Yeah, he was always going to do that, yeah. But no, he hadn't taken it, so... But yeah,
it does change some table dynamics. Like, you think about the...
Yeah, no, good spot there. I wasn't looking at that. So it's a point for Tessia. It's not enough, though. I think Zazibu's out. I don't think I think he's out of this tournament. Heretic's going to win this, surely. It's all about who gets second place here, and it looks like Yuna's going to Hail Mary at Carfag and hope this all works out. That's all she can do. Grand Conspiracy is worth soddle. Complete and utter blank.
Well, yeah, it also have been not good for the Beast as well. Well, I think
they get a point at the Emperor, so it gets them to 9, but they cannot win this combat anymore. It is over here. So Heretic is going to win this match here, and Sutekh is going to get second place. Apart from unless something bizarre happens, this has been a wacky match. This we've gone 9 rounds, which is pretty rare. It's been a good game, but man, I mean, you guys have got a lot to digest over the course of this one. The comments should be wild. So, Beast wins it. Nothing to play. Machine Culture for Yuna also does nothing. Dispatch Army does nothing. So, it's all over here. So, Lido wins. We've called the market. He would not have won on...
He has to show it. He has to show it.
Yeah, no. So, it's all over. So, game's over. Lido wins. Sutekh will also go through to the next round as a fastest loser. He has got enough points. And yeah, green knew that blue had it. And knew full well that they had it. They knew they were playing for second place, but Sutekh goes through to the next round and he'll book his spot in the semi-finals. A crazy match, this. Man.
That's one more win for the Chrome directorship.
It doesn't it? Another win for Chrome directorship. Let's go have a chat with the players. There we go. So only 9 rounds. Only 9 rounds. You know, nothing much going on here. Pretty standard.
which is strange because there was a lot of combat points, but they scattered around. At least the first three were.
Yeah, this was a very strict. Yeah, we had the first 3 combats were map conflicts,
Yeah.
and then it went resource heavy, and kind of people setting up for tier 3s, and then it just went all over the place. I mean, Lido obviously was massive favorite early, dropped alliances, but managed to find the way back. I mean, that will help you out a lot of the time, of course. And then this is just all over the place. Tezia had nearly a 20-card deck at the end. I mean, this was just a wild match.
Yeah, it was. I mean, Lito was going to win from the start of the game. Nothing we could do.
Yeah, once they got access, once they got the shipping, they're always gonna be big favorites, and then show them obviously that they were always gonna be massive favorites to get through. There's no question there.
I even let the
but it was looking dicey for
conflict. I even let the green have the conflict for the tomb bombs just to have like steal for him.
Yeah,
and
these two even colluded a little bit.
Yeah,
I mean,
we did for sure. There is no question about it. We need to stop you somehow.
Yeah, because like at that point, like if Blue just ends the game, like you're probably both just out because Tezzy.
Yeah, we are both out, and that's it. I mean, I stole one alliance, and he stole his other one, and that's it. But
and I needed alliance for my beast ability, so it's.
Yeah, but I mean, nothing we can do.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, there's too much happening in this game to like really go through all of it, for sure. But I mean, obviously the rogue got nuts. So many big. I mean, we still probably like the five of the best X cards in the game, just all peel off on the row. And obviously, like Tezia was hunting for. You made the hunt for like the Cho'um, and then came off short with 7. Guildbangers and Liatkines just never came off really. But again, you get such a big deck though. It's like you're gonna have a lot of variance there. That's kind of the way it goes. Stole everywhere. Yeah. Drogira tried hunting endgame intrigues for anything and just didn't find them.
I find the 2 of them, but well,
too late.
Last two rounds when I needed I just needed the correct order for Liatkines and Guildbankers, and then I drew all of my Fremen in what was it?
The previous round, yeah.
Not the previous, but one before that, and then I drew first Liatkines, and then this Guildbanker. And again, Liatkines basically awarded me 0 points this game because I never needed her when I drew.
Yeah, I mean, it got you in front for the Emperor for a moment, but then obviously that got taken away.
Yeah, but I was actually that round aiming for the Jessica. She was giving me
Jessica as well. Yeah, you made a punt for that, and then that got taken. Obviously, a question's got to be asked. I assume the spy satellites was inherently that was a block against red and green.
Yeah, that was like I was like Blue was so much ahead at the start.
Yeah.
Basically, because I didn't one of the reasons was because I did not block this point over here.
Yes.
And then
the very first round about whether you get in the way for... You were thinking between that and obviously secrets. Do you block the signet ring for Lito if he's got it? Obviously, you don't know he's got it or not.
Yeah, it was just that because red dropped in 3 troops. I had 2 daggers, and I was like, if I go Imperial Basin, I can... only if Lito couldn't deploy any more troops if I went Imperial Basin. I was like, at best, he can tie me with 2 daggers. But because red dropped in 3 troops, I was like, for sure red has 3 or 4 daggers entering or something like that.
Yeah, I had ambush as the first one.
Ambush you pulled immediately, yeah.
I was planning on winning that, but that was too much.
That's the reason I put the extra troop right away.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, like when Imperial Basin is left to you, like you always have to go there, and you've got to put the extra troop in because in case red has it, like it's that important you getting to
and
ship
he had
it.
It turns out.
And he did have it. Yeah, he did have it. So you have to protect in case the chances that they do, and that's why. Like, there's definitely no surprises there. But yeah, it was a weird first round, and of course, like if Tezia ultimately does go Imperial Basin, like this is a completely different game, and who knows what would have happened? Like we just simply don't know, and we'll never know. But
basically, I hoped that Heretic would end the game around 6 or 7, and I was like, let's collect those points as fast as I can.
And just try to hope the gut freeze. Yeah, I figured that was what was going on there, and then that didn't happen because of course their alliances started faltering because they were just getting attacked from multiple fronts. It ended up, kind of what it was here. Obviously dropping a couple of them. But they still got 2 alliances out of Cho'um, which is totally fine. It's another win for Cho'um Directorship, by the way, which has gone near undefeated this entire tournament, which is insane.
I mean,
No,
he had
it's
9 when he revealed for that Chom dictatorship, and of course that's better than the Spice and Slow. So yeah.
Oh yeah, no, 100% I'd take that. But the only thing we're debating is whether to take Kwisatz or Cho'em. I think.
Nah, it's
both were good.
better. Chom is better.
Yeah,
100%.
we weren't
Kwisatz
100%.
is better to take early game, but I was aiming to finishing the game as soon as possible.
Yeah, oh, we go.
That's
I
why
figured
I
if you
took
could end the
Chom.
game in 6 rounds, you were just going for it. To be fair, it's
Yeah.
impressive. Like, you were trying to end the game the 6 rounds. We've gone 9 rounds and you've still won. Is kind of insane, really. That does not often happen.
Yeah,
Yeah,
got quite lucky sometimes also, but
corner the market sometimes does that.
I mean, finding corner at the end and being able to pivot just to go directly into that, yeah, that helps a big deal. There's no question. But you know, like I said, to be fair, even without that, they were not in a terrible shape to try and get through. But
especially when Tessia has like guild bankers and elite guys.
yeah,
It's
I
like-
know exactly.
And only get 2 Spiceless Flow.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
crazy.
Only 2. You'd think hopefully you try and get more. But again, like at that point, they had like a 17, 18, 19 card deck, and you're just going to roll with all the variants, and you have no idea what you're going to draw. So it's
Funny thing, Beast, I was still on tie breaks, thanks to the Solaria from the third.
yeah,
game.
the extra cash you were good for. So there was no
Even
worries
without
there. So.
Chom.
I'm wondering if I had the extra troop, would I win that conflict for the 3 points? I mean 2, but never mind.
I don't.
No,
I think maybe a tie was going to happen.
It was. I'm not 100% sure.
no, I counted. I think Green will still win.
I think green was good for like by like a sword or something. It was very close, but I'm not entirely sure. I'd have to.
I
go
was
back and
trying
look at
so
maps.
hard, but I think I cannot deploy from the garrison only for supply.
Nope.
So
No, it's got to be
that's
from the
awesome.
supply. So which is
Yeah.
what it is. So, but no, I mean to be fair, like I say, when the game goes 9 rounds, like no one has any control what's happening at that point anymore, and it's just like a bit wild and like it's kind of however the cards come down is however the cards come down. I will admit I would love to have seen a 10-round game. We've only had one of those the entire tournament, but unfortunately it wasn't going to happen. Not
The
this time.
longer the game lasts, the more time Beast and Yuna
Had to catch up, yeah, definitely. That's definitely how it played out. They needed the game to go long and somehow managed to find a game. You know, Lido kind of stalled a bit. Guild Bank Raid was like a really brutal round for them, like round 5, round 6.
So as much as I think the table thinks that Heretic got a lot lucky, I think he made a very big decision early to get a high console. I think that's not
Yeah,
something
we should
that a
definitely
lot
talk
of
about
people
that.
do. Yeah. So if you watch this game, think about when to get high console. And I think in his previous round, getting high console as Memnon also won him the game.
It's
So,
yeah, I mean it's always it's you need
Consider
to
it.
justify it. Like if you're gonna do it, you gotta justify why you're making that decision. But I have definitely extolled like going high council with Swordmaster can really accelerate a game. And in this one it did for a bit. Although it kind of obviously got weird in like the sort of like rounds 5 and 6. I definitely agree there. But no, definitely like if you can go high council and you can justify like if the row's expensive, you should definitely consider it. And you know, that might be a better drive for your game. But if you go for it and you get it wrong, it's a disaster. So you don't just always do it. You've got to really look at it and decide if it's the right decision. Sometimes it is, and sometimes it can pay huge. You know, like if you look at some games where people just snowball, especially in Immortality, especially, which we'll get into obviously more on the channel later down the line. But like a lot of the snowball games that I've had, where I've just like won it in 6 rounds and just completely killed everyone, like it's because I went high council first because I found the right time to go there and just absolutely just skyrocket. Yeah, it can high roll, but it can definitely completely kill your game as well. So you've got to be careful. And yeah, I do think Cheeseville makes a good point at the end there. We definitely should look at the fact that Lido obviously did go high council pretty early. And obviously the fact was the row was crazy expensive, and I didn't hate that at all. I think it was fine. You know, you've got to make a decision when you're going to do that. And obviously it paid off later on when they had, you know, core the market. So that was a real Brucey bonus there. But yeah, 9 rounds of carnage. This is a wild game. A lot of madness happened. Heretic was the rightful winner of the game. I don't think there's any question about that. You know, had the early strength. Even though it was the fault in the mid game, managed to hold on, and obviously finding core market at the end was absolutely enormous and was a way to win this game. Great job by Sutekh for catching up. I think Sutekh managed to come back from where they were, looking really desperate, like a few rounds in, and coming back to get second place is great work. 5 victory points from combat. You don't see that all that often, all things being honest. Lido got no points from combat. Crazy game, but good stuff regardless. So yeah, Heretic and Sutekh to make their way through. The tournament ends for Zazibu, unfortunately, who I think's had a really good event, but I think ultimately just became a victim of the fact that their cards was just too strong. The question, of course, will remain, should Tezia have blocked Imperial Basin, and should Tezia have gone full space round 2 and got in the way of Duke Lido for shipping? I don't know. I simply don't know. Zazibu made some border calls. I think that's the way. Like, Zazibu's game was not easy. It was some games you play like Tezia or Baron that they kind of just played themselves. It's not one of those for Tezia at all. And they made some committing decisions, and you could argue maybe they just didn't all work out. You can also argue, well, they got unlucky. They got Liet Kynes and Guild Bankers, and they didn't get that many points out for either of them. And you could argue that perhaps as well. So I'll leave that to you guys in the comments to give your thoughts and feelings there. But yeah, Heretic and Sutekh to the semi-finals. Thank you all very much for watching, everyone. Hope you've enjoyed. If you like what we do, you can follow us on the channel. You can support us on the Discord, the Patreon, all that lovely good stuff. I've got a co-find the link in the description below. We'll see you all very soon in the next conflict.